For today's agenda, we have all this. S3 is a storage service, but it has lots of features. So we are going to see introduction about S3 and what is object in S3 and how to give public access, user access, EC2 instance access. And we are going to host a static website in S3 and how versioning works in S3. We have replication in S3 and we have an option called request as pay. Like we need to have a notification, we have event notification, multi-factor authentication delete we are having, and we have object logs, access logs. We are going to see durability and availability, and at last we are going to see storage classes and types. So introduction about S3. So Amazon S3 is one of the main building blocks of AWS. So S3 is an object storage service. It is advertised as infinite scaling, so we can infinitely scale this storage. Many websites use Amazon S3 as a backbone, as it is a storage and it is having an infinite scaling. So many AWS services use Amazon S3 for integration. So use case for S3 is we can use for backupping and storage, or we can use for disaster recovery purpose, or we can do for archiving purpose, hybrid cloud storage, data lakes, big data analytics. In real time, Nasdaq company has been storing its data for 7 years in S3 Glaciers, and Cisco is running analytics on S3. So it is very trustable service. So let's move on to next slide. So what is object? S3 is an object storage, not a file system. What is meant by object storage? The thing is, data is stored as an object in S3. An object consists of a data, that is a file which we are going to upload, and a metadata which contains information about the file. And we have a unique identifier called a key. So key will be something like this. Our folder will be here and key will be generated like this. My folder will be the name of our bucket. So important thing is there is no concept of directories. As it is not a file system, there is no concept of directories within the bucket, although the UI will trick you. And the uses of slashes here is purely for organization purpose and to give an illusion of directory structure. Bucket has a global unique name across all regions. We have naming convention for bucket, and the name should be globally unique. So S3 like a global service, but buckets are created in a region. So maximum object size is 5 TB for an object. So let's see the naming convention for S3. So bucket must have a global name, as we already know. It must be across all region and across all account different. So naming convention is like we should not use uppercase and we should not use underscores, and it should start with lowercase letters or numbers, and it should be 3 to 63 length character long, and it should not be IP, and the prefix should not be XN and suffix should not be alias. And do this if you want to block a public access. That is, if your S3 bucket is not going to be public, then we have to turn on this. This image is from the console, which I have pasted here. So these settings were created to prevent data leaks. And when it comes to public access, so we have already seen in IAM policies, like we will be giving JSON based policies. Here also, if I need to access a S3 bucket from outside, I will be using JSON policy, which is called as bucket policy. So don't worry about JSON policy, which can easily be generated with the help of policy generator. We are having policy generator, which can easily write the JSON script. So the policy will be looking something like this. So effect we should be giving allow, and the principal is all. This wild character, the wildcard character like this star and slash star means it is meaning all resources. Like principal we are giving all, and in resource ARN also slash or slash star we are giving, so that it will apply to all the objects within the bucket. So if you want to give access to S3 for IAM users, like let's say we are having lots of IAM users. If I am an IAM user, I need to have an S3, then I should update the IAM policy with S3 bucket. I will be adding allow access to S3 inside my IAM policies. And when it comes to EC2 instance, like my EC2 instance should access S3, then I will be attaching IAM role to the EC2 instance, which is called as EC2 instance role, which we have already seen in IAM session. And when it comes to static website hosting, apart from a storage device, S3 can host a static website. So if you are getting a 404 forbidden error, then make sure you have to update the bucket policy. Today, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a mini project where we'll be hosting a website clone of Netflix. So let's see in hands-on. So versioning. So we already know Git and GitHub. You can version the files. Like developer will be maintaining many versions of his code, right? Similarly, in our storage also we are having a versioning system. Like you can version your file like Git, like version 1, version 2, version 3 when you upload an object. It is enabled at a bucket level, and same key is overwritten like version 1 and version 2 and version 3. So according to AWS, it is best practice to version your bucket, and it protects against unintentional deletes, and easily we can roll back to the previous version. And when it comes to replication, generally in an organization, we will save our data somewhere else for disaster recovery purposes. Similarly, for replication, we have cross-region replication. That is, if I am having a data in Mumbai and I will be replicating to US East 1 or Europe somewhere, so it is called as cross-region replication. And same region replication is within Mumbai, I will creating another replication of my S3. So before, if we want to enable replication, we should enable the versioning at source and destination bucket. Only the new objects are replicated. That is, when you click replication, the old object won't be replicated. You can replicate the existing object, that is old object, using S3 batch operation. And the replication is asynchronous. That is, it will have a lag. When we will be doing hands-on, I will show you how asynchronous copy is working. And like VPC peering, we will be connecting from one VPC to another VPC. Similarly, here also there is no chain of replication. For example, if a bucket 1 has a replication into bucket 2 and the bucket 2 which has a replication into bucket 3, then the objects created in bucket 1 are not replicated to bucket 3, which is like VPC peering. And when it comes to requesters pay, generally what happens is owner will bear storage cost and networking cost. But when we enable requesters pay, we will be owning the storage cost for the S3, and the requesters who is accessing our data will be charged with the data transfer cost, also called as networking cost. So this option we can enable if required. And we also have other features like we in EC2 instance, and we can integrate CloudWatch so that we will be getting some notification if the CPU utilization is high. Similarly, if some events happens in S3, we can get a notification. We have S3 event notification option here. When we set event notification, either we can trigger SNS or SQS, and we can also trigger a Lambda function. And when it comes to MFA deletes, it helps to accidental deletion like multi-factor authentication. No one can delete, only multi-factor authentication if it has been done, then only we can delete. And when it comes to S3 object lock, like there will be a lock for an object. If you are uploading a file, then we can lock that object, write once and read many. We have two options in S3 object lock, that is governance mode and compliance mode. In governance mode, we have a special permission to go there and unlock, but in compliance mode, we can't delete. Any user can't delete. So when it comes to access log, similarly like VPC flow log, we will be taking all the logs from VPC. Similarly, here also, any request made to S3 from any account, authorized or denied, will be logged into another S3 bucket. So it is used for auditing purpose. So when it comes to durability and availability, so durability, how durable a service is. So S3 is highly durable, like 99.9999, which is 11.9 of an object across multiple AZ. Let's say if you store 10 million objects in S3, you can averagely expect to incur a loss of single object every 10,000 years. That is, the loss is very, very minimal. So it has a high durability. Same for all storage. But when it comes to availability, what is availability? How readily a service is available? That is, if I am retrieving a data, how readily it is available. So it varies, depends upon the storage. So we are having many types of storage. Let's see in next slide. Example, standard, S3 standard has 99.99% availability, which is, it will be only not available 53 minutes a year. So let's see types of S3. So this is the types, storage classes, that is standard general purpose, standard infrequent access, S3 one zone infrequent access, S3 glacial instant retrieval, S3 glacial flexible retrieval, glacial deep archive, S3 intelligent steering, and lifecycle policy. As the name itself explains everything, let's see one by one. So general purpose, we can use for general purpose. So what is general purpose? It is having 99.99 availability and it is used for frequently accessed data. And general purpose is costlier than others. Low latency and high throughput. Use cases will be like big data analytics, mobile and gaming application, and content distribution. And when it comes to infrequent, it is very less cost when compared to general purpose. It has 99.9% availability. The 19 is missing here, see. And less frequently accessed, but requires a rapid access when needed. It is low cost than S3 standard. Use cases will be like disaster recovery and backup purpose. And infrequent access and one zone infrequent access are similar, but only one thing is it will be available in only one zone. That's why the availability is reduced to 99.5% availability. Single AZ data. So data is lost when AC is destroyed. So we are having that thing in mind. So when it comes to glaciers, as we already know, glacier is a large frozen ice. It is compared with the data, which is not been accessed for too long and which can be used for archiving and backupping purpose. That's how AWS gave the name. So low cost object storage, we can go for S3 glaciers, which can be used for archiving and backupping purpose. Pricing will be like price for storage. We should pay for storage and plus retrieval cost. And as the name glacial instant retrieval, we will be retrieving it very instantly. That is millisecond retrieval. So it is greater for data accessed once a quarter. The minimum storage duration will be 90 days. And when it comes to glacier flexible retrieval, that is we have a flexible. So we are having three types, that is 1 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 hours, and 5 to 12 hours. And this is also similar to the above. Minimum storage duration will be 90 days. When it comes to glacier deep archive, so it is like we have 12 hours and 44 hours of retrieval. So the minimum storage duration for this is 180 days, which is the longest. So for long storage, we can use glacier deep archive. Why we need to move between storage classes? As we have already seen, we can't we have to move between storage classes like general purpose to infrequent to one zone. Why? Because we have to optimize our data and also reduce the cost of data. So we are moving between storage classes. Either we can move manually, or we can create a rule, or we can automatically do. If we do manually, we will be doing it manually. And when we create a rule, it is called as lifecycle rule. And when it is automatically done based on usage, it is called intelligent steering. So monthly monitoring and auto tiering fees will be charged when we use intelligent tiering, and there is no retrieval charges in S3. And here are the reference link. I have given my GitHub link so that you can go inside and download my Netflix clone repository. Let's do hands-on. This is how we delete a bucket. So log in into AWS console and go to Amazon S3 and click create bucket. So we have naming convention. So we can either use numbers or small case. So let's say 1, 2, 3 demo. And see to block public access, already it has been blocked. So we should enable the versioning here, enable versioning, and tags we can give demo versioning. So we have encryption. Let's select default encryption and create a bucket. See, it is not letting us. Why? bucket with the same name already exists. So demo source bucket 456. So this is how we create a bucket and how to upload a file. So go inside that created bucket. Here you can see upload button here or here. Click upload and we can add a file. See, we can add a folder, but actually it is not a folder. Like we have seen, all are based on slashes. We can, it is for separating purpose, for organization purpose, we use slashes. So add file. So I am taking this versioning file. So I have already seen that we have lots of types in S3. So if you click inside properties, you have S3 standard. So as of now, this object is in standard. Intelligent tiering, standard one zone infrequent access, one zone, clashes, instant retrieval, flexible retrieval, and deep archive. As of now, it is in standard. You should not do anything, and we can just upload. It has been uploaded successfully. So if we go inside and click open, so hello world version 1. So first we are going to explore versioning in S3 bucket. So go inside the bucket. The original file of this is here. We are going to edit this. We are going to update into version 2. File and save. Again, we are going to upload the same file which has been already updated. So we are going to upload a file, add file, same versioning, and upload. So we can't see versioning. So if you want to see version, we can do like this. So there are two versions. So this is the older version, this is a newer version. So let's open this and this. So when we open this is version 2. And when we open this is version 1. So what if I delete the folder? Delete the file. Like if I delete this, I have deleted the object. So let's check in that bucket. So there is no object, right? If we click versioning, then we can see that is I'm having version 1 and this is version 2 and this is version 3 which is having a deleted marker. So if I want to get back or roll back, so what I will be doing is I will be deleting this deleted marker version 3. Delete, permanently delete, and delete. If we close and check, see we are having version 1 version 2. When we close the version, we are having the updated version of version 2. So this is how the versioning works. So let's create another 2 buckets. Create bucket. Let's call it as 1, 2, 3. Let's say 666. SOURCE. Source bucket 222. And we are going to do replication. For that, we have to enable versioning in both source bucket and target bucket. So we have updated keyword demo replication, and default encryption, and create bucket. So the source bucket is in Mumbai, and let's create another bucket in some other region. That will be cross-region replication bucket. 777 target target bucket 222. We should enable the versioning in both source and target bucket. Add tag demo replication. And create bucket. I think we have created in same region. Let's create another bucket. First we have to change the location. Let's select as Osaka. (888) target bucket 222. Enable versioning, add tag demo replication, and create a bucket. This will be in Osaka region. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah, it has been created. So see, we have a bucket in Osaka. We can see from here itself. So let's do replication. So this is our source bucket. Let's select this. So go under management. We have replication rules and also lifecycle rules. Like if we want to move between storage classes, we can give rules here so that we can move between storage classes. And we are going to give a replication rule. Create replication rule. Replication ID. Demo replication 1, 2, 3. Let's say. So we are going to apply for all the objects in the bucket. Let's apply all. And this is our source bucket. For destination, choose a bucket in this account. We can either choose in our account or specify a bucket in another account also. So as of now, we are having in our own. So let's browse. So Osaka region, this will be a target. Choose path. If we have given 777, then it will be becoming, it is cross region replication. It is same region replication as from Mumbai to Mumbai. So which is similar to this. Let's see cross region replication. Copy path. So for this, we have to create new IAM role. It will create on its own. So we should create a new role. So we are not going inside this. We will leave as it is and save. So it is asking, like we have already seen, the new objects will only be replicated. The older objects won't be replicated, right? So if we want to replicate older object, we should go for S3 batch operation. So we are not going to give this. We are giving submit. So replication rule has been created. So let's go inside the bucket, source bucket. Let's open source bucket here and close everything. This is source bucket, and which is in Osaka region. Let's open that also. This is our target bucket. So I am going to upload a file inside the source bucket. Let's upload. Add a file. I'm going to upload a versioning file here also. Upload. So it is getting uploaded here. So let's refresh in Osaka region. See, we haven't received. So it will take some time. As I already said, the copying is asynchronous, so it will have a delay. So let's wait for that. So in source bucket, we have already uploaded and waiting for target bucket to receive the replication. See, it is in Osaka region. It is in Osaka and we have received the same file here also. And this is source bucket version 1. Okay. So this is how versioning works. Similarly, it is cross-region replication. When we choose Osaka instead of Mumbai, then it is same region replication. So let's close this and create another bucket. Five static website hosting 666. I am just giving for example. Public access has been denied and we are going to enable versioning. Add tags demo website and create a bucket. So we have successfully created static website hosting bucket. So we have learned many things like how to create and how to upload everything, and let's go inside the console like properties. Here we have buckets overview, buckets versioning. We can enable versioning here itself and we can add tags, and we have default encryption. For intelligent steering, we can configure here. As we already know, S3 supports access logs. By editing this, we can create this bucket as we can save access log here also. And we can create event notification when there is an event, like if it is created, an object has been created, an object has been deleted. Likewise, something even happens inside S3, then we can be notified with SNS and SQS. And we have object lock, like we have two write once, read many. And we have request us pay. And at last we have static website hosting. Go inside that and edit it. And enable static website. Host a static website. So our file will be, so it is asking the file. So go inside the folder. Before going inside a folder, this is my GitHub link. So go inside the repository. And we have a folder called host Netflix clone as a static website. Go inside this and click the code here, and you can download the zip file. Once you have downloaded and extracted, we will have something like this. So the file, HTML file is index. So let's give the name as index.html. Index.html and save changes. So we have enabled static website, and now we have to upload objects. So give upload, add files. So I am inside that folder which I have downloaded from GitHub. Go into Control A and open. So image folder is missing, so add folder select this folder and upload. Though I am selecting a folder, see, it won't be recognized as folder. It will be like images slash. So as we don't have any folders or directories inside S3. So upload all. Though we have enabled S3 bucket, if we go inside this website link, we have 403 forbidden error. That means access has been denied. So we have to update bucket policy. So go up and go into permission. As we already know, we have already given this as on. So edit this and we are going to take this and make our bucket public. Save changes. Confirm. We have given here, but still we have to give bucket policy as if external user has to access bucket, then we have to update bucket policy. Go below bucket policy, edit. So we have to create JSON based policy. So don't worry, we have policy generator. So click on policy generator. We must understand the basics so that we can easily use policy generator. So select the type of policy. Is it SQS? No, it is S3, right? So we are going to choose S3 and effect allow or deny. We are going to allow only. So principal, as we already know, wildcard character star means all. We are going to allow all and service will be S3. And what type of action? We have to read all the files in S3. So we are going to give get objects. So get object, if selected, we can read all the things within S3. So we have to find get object and click this and we have to paste the ARN, Amazon resource name. So go inside the bucket, we have ARN here and paste it a star so that it will apply to all the objects and add a statement, generate a policy. So it is very simple, right? See, we have created a JSON policy easily with the help of policy generator. So copy this and we are going to paste it here and save changes. Go inside the bucket, static website hosting. So let's refresh this 404 forbidden error. Let's see, has the access been granted? So our Netflix clone is working perfectly. So we have hosted our static website. So it is in my GitHub link. So you can go and download and do a hands-on. Thank you for the opportunity, guys. Thank you.